Always gotta check if you're recording, or else everything goes to poop. Today's December 30th, 2023. Journal 20, so like somewhat of a milestone, I guess. 25 is probably more of a milestone, but aren't milestones just perception? Anyways, not a whole lot's been going on today. I woke up earlier than I really needed to just to watch some soccer. I do the soccer podcast now, which is pretty fun. I've been enjoying it. Just got done making some TikToks for it, and I also went to the gym. Um, I didn't really expect to work today, but I have a shift in about an hour now, so I kind of need to get out of here. Um, anyways, I'm pretty tired, but this journal is more reflective of last night, at least the material that I'll be discussing. Just some pretext. I was handed a choice, dealt a hand of cards, and I had to choose which card was more appealing. I'll skip being vague. I was either gonna hang out with my friends or stay home and play FIFA with other friends. So it's like, well, that's really not some bad options. I didn't really have much else to do, so I could afford to do either thing. But the thing with hanging out with my friends is, which I've slightly discussed before, but it's like, it's so yin and yang almost for me, so 50-50. I guess yin and yang's not the right thing because that's perfectly balanced, right? But the point is it's not black and white actually. So it's not yin and yang at all. It's it's just so muddled up for me in terms of like I want to go, I want to see them, but I've hung out with them so much. Like I know what it's like, which is not a bad thing. I know what I'm gonna get, and most of the time, it's a good, fun time. Um, but at the same time, it's as if, well, I know what I'm gonna get, so I don't really want to go. It doesn't sound too good, like nothing super crazy. You get the idea, right? And then it's like I don't really want to be doing that thing. I don't want to be drinking, which I can say. I'm 21, so federal agents, you can't get me on this one at least. But yeah, I don't really want to be drinking, every weekend. It's just not who I am. Um, I don't know. I think I'm maintaining a level of anonymity with this channel, perhaps. But yeah, if you're a fellow employer or a fellow employer, if you're a potential employer, don't hold it against me, please. Anyways, point is, I don't really want to be doing that every weekend to begin with. Um, at least like the typical college level where it's like raging. Well, not raging, but it's there's a lot of fluids going down the hatch, and if it's just like a drink here and there, that's fine. But I've also discussed how I want to be having intelligent conversation, and when you're drinking to that effect, that's not really what's gonna happen. That's more of like the 1 to 2 drink, chill, relax kind of night. Um, so there's so many layers to hanging out, and I'm just met with this really frustrating dilemma every time. It's gonna happen again tonight once I get off of work. Also New Year's Eve, but that's a bit different. That's sort of a given. We're ringing in the new year. Um, but let me get to the main point. Hopefully you're still watching because this is something that I could use some help on. So if you've got some comments, leave them. I was talking to my girlfriend. I was like, I don't really know what to do here. She's like, just follow your heart. And I was like, wait a second. How do you follow your heart? Like I guess you don't let your thoughts get in the way. You don't let yourself get in the way of you, and you act somewhat on intuition, which I'm always just hesitant to do. I don't really trust my gut, which I guess would be the same as following your heart, but maybe not. This is why I don't like this is the deficiency of the human. Oh my gosh. I'm sounding like a robot. Um but yeah, how do you follow your heart? Is it intuition? Is it a mixture of reason and intuition? Is it is your heart reason? I mean, I've never really heard it put that way, but why couldn't it be? Your heart is going to tell you what to do, and maybe your heart is more reasonable than what you think. But yeah, you get the idea. Speaking of ideas, there's a semi-viral clip or collection of clips going around of David Lynch, the director, talking about how much he hates losing ideas. And I'm finally discussing this now because I remembered to talk about this idea, which is strange. That's sort of like a meta irony type deal. I've lost so many ideas, and David Lynch talks about it. Well, you might as well off yourself. Well, that's a crazy thing to say. It's a crazy claim. But if you think about it one way, think about how ideas are sort of what make you. The things you like are ideas, and the things you do come from ideas. The things you say come from ideas, and so on. And so, if you lose an idea to do something, say something, like something, etc., you're sort of losing a part of who you could have been. That's like sort of my analysis on what Lynch is saying. And for just a creative person, yeah, it stinks to lose ideas because you wanted to make it. But I think he tends to be more philosophical than that, so I don't think it's that surface level. There's definitely an annoyance with that. But losing an idea like permanently, sometimes they come back, but permanently, it is sort of like losing yourself in a way. And, I haven't done any research on whether or not this is what he means, whether or not he's spoken further, because obviously these clips are streamlined and they're taken out of context per se. So he doesn't elaborate any further. But yeah, it's so interesting to me. So he'll be the thumbnail, and then "How to Follow Your Heart" will be the title. Wow. I talk really fast when I'm excited and I'm running the risk of being late to work. But yeah, I'm pretty tired. I guess I'll let y'all know if I go to my friends tonight. I probably will. And that's the other side of it, to sort of circle back, is like you tell yourself, yeah, I'll be reasonable tonight, but of course that doesn't necessarily happen because there's a mom mentality, and then like you just, it's not really fitting in. It's just kind of just depends on how the night flows, I guess. But yeah, there's also, should I get into it? I mean, I'm journaling. I might as well be honest with myself. There are things that obviously no person is going to be perfect. But when someone becomes so stubborn and they're stuck in their ways and they aren't necessarily justified in doing that, does it come down to cutting them off? And this is a part of me thinking about what are good friends lately. I don't know, because you can't approach them about this, or else, kablooey, the whole hell house goes to flames, if that's the Jim Morrison quote I'm remembering correctly. But maybe you know where I'm coming from. This is the weird part about video journaling and putting it public. I don't want to start problems, and I don't want to definitely, I want to keep everything and everyone that I talk about anonymous unless it's obvious and they wouldn't care, things like this. But I have to be honest with myself because I am journaling, and while I could obviously write it off in my journal that I write in to prepare for these, I want to be able to talk about what I put on the paper. And it arises to how much of your life should you keep to yourself? Is this whole entire experiment that I'm doing oversharing? I mean, I think it's an exercise in vulnerability to some degree. But this is really weird now because I'm asking these questions and it will go live pretty soon later. But yeah, I don't know. You'd like for people to be compassionate, but obviously it could come back to bite you. They can try and exploit you and things like this. So there's that. I don't know. Should I stop this before I like capitulate into madness? Because it feels like I already sort of am. No, I'm tired and I want to be able to discuss anything, and the whole point of this channel was always to, it's in the bio, it's like the search for what it means to be human. I'm not a religious person, so I don't have any prescriptions handed to me from any sort of text. And this is just a raw sort of, well, journal about what it could be to be human. Through either telling stories of the day to day or asking philosophical questions about the nature of friendships and ideas and things like that. I haven't really gotten political, but that's besides the point. Politics are an expression of humans, it's just to what degree. And, it's human made as well, so you can't really make too many comments about human nature when it comes to how politics operates. But obviously some laws have some philosophical foundations. All right, I'm definitely rambling. Today's been pretty good. I don't have any complaints about life on the whole right now. I'm just in this space of exploration. So what's a sailor term I could say? I have no clue. I'm leaving you.